I have one more concept, I think, but there I think no, I don't think all of you will agree, but I would say like isolating this forceful thing of like many some coaches predicted this really like you have to isolate by any means, you know, that I don't see it this way. For me, if you are really like socially aware, if you engage the friends in a proper way, I mean, I had as well tons of situations. I never had to isolate. The girls disappeared themselves, the friends, you know, it's like solved at the end of the day because they knew, okay, what the girlfriend wants. They knew as well, okay, my girlfriend is safe, and they just disappeared, you know, because I engaged everyone in there. And you don't have to like also like, I mean, there are some coaches, I don't want to drop names because I don't want to have a video against me, like but, you know, like forcefully, like you approach a girl 5 minutes, you have to like isolate her, like drag her away from the group by all means.
Dude, it's all
don't know if
market.
they really-
Everything that we even say, coaches, you know, like it's all a marketing ploy. Because, like you said, most dudes want this to be like a very robot, like a robot's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do this, now's the point to isolate. Now's the point to do that. Now you do this. Now you don't do this. You know, I would say calibration trumps most of your do's and don'ts. You know, for the most part, because it might be necessary right now to pull away, depending on. You know, you actually have to live it and, you know, live in real time and see what the hell you're getting. You know what I mean? But if you're going based off what this coach said, you're going to miss what's happening right in front of you. Oh, shit, I missed it. Like a lot of guys don't even pick up good IOIs because they're so focused on what to like say next and shit like that. It's ridiculous because we're so dependent on having a crutch or like, oh, but the guru said this. So, you know, I can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the isolating thing. Like, this is probably something I've changed in the way I coach. Is when I first started out, I was going to say a big fan. I don't know if you can be a big fan of isolating, but I would encourage a lot of people to be like, okay, you're at this point in the structure. Okay, like get away from the friends. All right, like I saw the friends as much more harmful to the interaction than they actually are, and so I was like, yeah, quick, like. You know, get away from the friends. We can test compliance here. We can get them moving to different parts of the club. We can see like she's willing to, you know, I think there are a lot of benefits for that reason. There are a lot of benefits to isolation, but they shouldn't outweigh the risk. And so what I stopped doing is I realized like sometimes guys were trying to isolate a little bit too early, get away from the friends a little bit too early, and I was fucking up the set. Right, And so I've had pulls where I never once isolated, right? I've had pulls where I just like, you have a conversation with a girl and their friends are like sitting at the table there or some shit, right? And there's no need to isolate. You're having a one-on-one conversation. You're in a good spot. The friends can see her and they're right there. Like sometimes there's no reason. Like this girl's down. Like there's no point to like. Sometimes I hear guys say like, "Oh, taken to another venue because it feels like it's a blah blah."
Oh
like,
my
which
god!
is true,
oh
right?
I
guess there's like
that's a big one. That's a big.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I mean, there's truth to this, right? Like if I have a night out with my guy friends and we end up at like 3 or 4 bars or some shit, and then we come home, it does feel like we did more that night. Like there is something about like there is a principle at play, but just because a girl felt like there was like more happening doesn't mean like she's gonna fuck you for that reason. So it can add a little bit to that. But like my argument here would be, you're much better off just staying in that one spot, building attraction, dealing with concerns, just pulling. Like that's such a bigger variable than it is like worrying about like desperately moving it from like one venue to the other. And I think like it ends up and like you just extend the night when there's no need to. Like sometimes the girl's just ready to be pulled. Like sometimes guys I hear like do dates where you go on a date, the girl's into you, and they're going to like 3 venues over 4 hours. I'm like, bro, just pull. So when it comes to like isolating, I think there are some benefits there, but you should just realize like why I'm actually isolating. It should not just be like a step in the sequence. You should know why you're doing it and what the advantages of that are. And it shouldn't be it shouldn't just be like a desperate, I have to do this.
I mean, cases, for example, if you want to, I don't know, let's say you want to make out with a girl, want to kiss her, and she's like, oh, my friend is here. No, I cannot make it in front of my friends. Okay, in those kind of situations, those scenarios. But here as well, like, or you just have to figure out the girlfriend. Like, is the girlfriend like single? Is she looking as well for a guy? Hook her up with some guy, or whatever. Or is she anyway okay with the situation that her girlfriend is picked up and she's fine, or she has a boyfriend? You know, so you screen for that things, of course, during the interaction.
Yeah, but Pat, you have to understand, like, Mystery said he runs errands with girls, so that's the way we got to run this, no matter what. Did you hear that one? That would be one that I debunked. That he said you have to like, that's a great first date, is to run errands with the girl, take her on errands with you, like, so she builds up more memory with you in certain
bar
places.
hopping, yeah, but you know, you can shoot yourself into the foot, because I used to do this.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
Yeah, I know.
think it's a good idea.
I know, but the problem is, guys don't know. You know, that the problem is you have to be so careful with words, because guys are like, oh, but Scotty said this, and Pat said this, so I will do it. Like, I will do push-ups now in the club because they said it. You know?
Right. No, you're right.
Because
I'm debunking following, like, you know, like, yeah, you could be just missing that in front of you. Like, if the isolation thing, I did it like at the beginning when I was trying to get girls into my car really quickly, and I just wanted to just practice that really quickly. Sometimes it was necessary to break her from the herd, so to speak. But, you know, like you said, if you ran solid game, you don't, you know, the friends will give you their approval, and then boom, there you go. You don't need it.
Because it depends on the emotional and emotional mood, much on the emotional mood. When it's on the peak, you're pulling, of course. But let's say the bar is closing, you know, at like 1 a.m. and she's ready to be pulled, and then you suddenly, oh, let's go to a club. Again, the emotions are you shoot yourself in your own foot. You get into a new venue. Emotions are completely different. Suddenly there are other guys, maybe, I don't know, approaching her or picking her up, and you end up with your dick in your hand, or with your hand and dick alone home, you know. So yeah, this is not a good method to do with this bar hoppings and location hopping.
Agreed.